Welcome to Military Sunday, where we reminisce about our time in the military. All right. So first thing I want to say, since I've been in Colombia, I've been watching. I love a good war movie. Okay, so it's always fun to jump on the war movies. And essentially, every soldier watches war movies. Any real soldier that's actually been in, like served time or like been deployed, we watch war movies and we constantly like make fun of them with our buddies, like, oh, that's so unrealistic or whatever. Okay, so we're gonna talk about two movies. First movie being 13 Hours. Now, if you haven't seen 13 Hours, you need to go see 13 Hours. Okay, it's about the contractors that held the line, if you will, in Benghazi when that country turned into a fucking shithole and it went to basically all pandemonium and gangs were trying to take over and it was crazy. It's still like that today, honestly. But that's neither here nor there. But it is interesting. That movie came out in about 2012. Okay, so I was in the military. And in a sense, so if you don't know what a contractor is a civilian who is forward deployed to austere environments, doesn't matter what the country is, and like protecting embassies, protecting not CIA, like not federal entities anymore, but contractors are like usually they're prior military service people or prior cops, but people that kind of know how to be on deployment and act on deployment, and they carry guns, they're weapons qualified, whatever. But it's 13 Hours is a good idea of like if I went to be a contractor, because there are some military guys that have like 10 years experience, but they were like regular Army guys. Like, yes, I know how to carry a gun, I know how to do personal security, but then you have your contractors that were like badasses, like MARSOC guys from the Marines, prior Green Berets, prior Ranger Regiment guys. So that's essentially what 13 Hours is about. It's about this group of contractors, and it's like one Army Ranger, 3 team guys, 1 SEAL, or 2 SEALs, okay? So the movie's great, gives me the chills every time I watch it. It is a very sad story. I'm not going to get into the political aspect of it, Hillary Clinton, of why none of them actually needed to die, and that's why it's really sad. And I'm not going to even really speak on that and take away from their sacrifice, because it is an amazing movie, and their sacrifice was amazing. Like, for them to die in that scenario is very sad, but the way a soldier is just, it never leaves your body. Like, even when you're a civilian, you're willing to lay down your life for people around you and be a protector, because that's essentially why you wanted to be in the Army anyway, or the military. It's amazing and it's beautiful. But I will say this: if you're a civilian who's never done military service, the actors, so whoever I know by watching that movie, whoever they had as the military expose person that's always like in movies that like tells them like, hey, this is how you would talk, this is how you would dress, helps them with the actors with like clearing rooms and like gun orientation and just making them look like soldiers, actors looking like soldiers. Like when Michael B. Jordan went to do his military movie, he went to basic training where my buddy was a drill sergeant, and his name's Michael too, and he got to meet Michael B. Jordan because Michael B. Jordan wanted to like go through kind of being a soldier, so he kind of like knew how to like act. Actors want to immerse. I will say the guys in 13 Hours, their acting is amazing. Like, they really do act like soldiers. The guy who plays a ranger is like dead-ass ranger. He's like, a ranger school, I took the beret, and all of us, we all fucking rubbed it on our nutsack. Got him. And he's like loud and kind of aggressive. But that's like exactly how rangers act. And there's even another scene where he's like climbing over a wall and the guy's gun is in his face and he goes, smacks it, he goes, get that gun out of my face. And just the way he goes, come on, cowboy, or whatever, just the way he says it. And like when he has his gear on with the shorts and he's running around in Crocs, like that is real shit. That is really how soldiers act forward deployed, and contractors act forward deployed in austere environments. So it is actually a really good representation of what soldiers and contractors act like. My one critique, okay, and I say this every time I watch the movie to whoever I'm watching it with. This time I was watching it by myself, but I'm going to tell you guys right now. My one critique is when they are holding down the fort, a guy, one of the contractors, I want to say he's a team guy, he runs up next to another team guy and he plants the 240 down, and he gets ready, they're getting ready for their next engagement. And the badass dude who's a prior Green Beret looks at him with a 240 and goes, is that thing loud? False. Everybody in the military, especially in the Army, knows that the 240 is loud. I've damn near taken 7.62 blanks at school when I was at cyber school, taken 2 blanks and shoved them in my ears because I didn't have ear pro before we had an engagement. Like, the 240 is loud, okay? We all know that. Okay, blanks are loud on the 240. So it was just that was like the only time I was just like, that would not have been in the movie, or that wouldn't have been real. But I get it in a sense, they did it for the civilians, because he goes and then he like rips off tampon or a piece, and then he has like tampon stuff sticking out of his ears, and then he goes like, he makes fun of him for it. And it's just like a cute little scene where they laugh. But I know that's for civilians. That's not for military people. Movie uno, numero dos. Saving Private Ryan. So, I will say, Saving Private Ryan is obviously, the Ryan rule is cool. It is an actual rule in the military, whereas like if a parent is down to all of their, in a sense, children are in the military and a bunch of them die, the last one gets sent home for free. That is a true story. The movie is about, Ryan. He's a brother he has 3 brothers. He's the 4th brother, and all of them die. Obviously, in the Greatest Generation, World War II, soldiers were, casualties like crazy. All of them died. So then the whole movie premise is that the 2nd Ranger Battalion gets tasked to go receive Ryan and send him back home. You know what I'm saying? And the movie takes off, and it's a little Hollywood, but it is a really great movie. It's also the first scene when you're watching the invasion of Normandy, like D-Day, like the beachhead hit. It is it is the best scene. It is the best movie for what D-Day, like how intense it would have been on that beach. And still to this day, I remember when I was lucky enough to go be a jump master in Normandy, France on a D-Day anniversary, number 73, and they do it every year. And I'll never forget, on June, a bunch of the officers and whoever wanted to volunteer, we woke up and did the Pathfinder run, which the Pathfinders that laid the torches down and laid, the groundwork for General Patton, in a sense, to, or not Patton, Eisenhower, to walk the torches. You know what I'm saying? They have monuments now where the torches are, but Pathfinders laid the path. So we ran the Pathfinder route to the beach and wanted to be at the beach before 6:30 on June 6th. And then we got in the water in uniform at 6:30 on June 6th, like right when they hit the beachhead and I'm not gonna say, like, obviously it was one of the best things I did in my military career, and it was amazing and it was beautiful, but it was just so eerie. Like, sun's coming up, it's freezing in that water, like we all damn near got hypothermia, and we were all in the water, we ran onto the beach, and it was just like it was a good homage, a good ode to our brothers and sisters who lost their lives. Our brothers who lost their lives in the Greatest Generation of all time in World War II. And as a soldier, that was a great thing. So as a soldier, I'm recommending to you, if you're a soldier watching this, definitely, even if you go, in the Army, they make that trip every year. And what I thought was cool was when I was there and everybody was there, a lot of soldiers just took 4-day weekends and flew in there and brought their uniform, and then they could be a part of the activity. So that's what I recommend to you. You don't have to get on the detail, just go. You're not going to get to jump, but you're going to get to go to the bars, drink, and be around soldiers. I'm definitely going to do it again now that I'm a veteran. One time in my life, I'm going to go now and just be with soldiers. It's really cool. It's beautiful being in St. Mary-Église, a town that we liberated, and they fly 82nd flags and 101 flags. No house in America other than a soldier's house flies a 101 flag or an 82nd flag. But these people, we liberated them and saved them from Nazis, so they love us there, and it's a really good feeling as a soldier, okay? And there's just a lot of history there, and the bars there have berets and coins from like years and years and years of everybody going there. And I'll just never forget, like, one night, it's like Green Berets are there, the Rangers are there, 82nd was there, I was in the 82nd, or I was in the 173rd at the time, 82nd was there, just all of us were all in our berets outside the airborne bar, and we're all just getting drunk, and we're all just singing together, and it just was like an amazing experience. But I do recommend it, definitely recommend it. Go to D-Day on the anniversary one of these years. You won't regret it.